I did it. What? Oh, no way. That can't be real.
It's gotta be real.
I don't think so. The internet said, but
Please tell me it's real.
it's probably not real.
Big sound check, Sasha.
Check, 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 1, 2. Check, check, check. Big sound check. Big sound check.
I'm going to have to adjust your panning because that pot is, in fact, damaged.
Okay.
Fix it. We'll make it go.
Nope, it's legit.
You can.
For 99-cent upgrades.
No way.
They're going to be adding a whole slew of people, including Harrison Ford, Cardi B, Anthony Hopkins.
Huh.
So, said device will soon be able to have the voice of Samuel L. Jackson.
Perfect.
I love it.
They do have an alarm clock with voices, celebrity voices, which is kind of fun.
Yes. Wow, there's now 100 million devices equipped with those types of speakers.
Okay.
That is so
Would you
awesome.
like to say hi to the Facebook viewers?
Can they-
Live in 8 minutes?
Hello, Facebook viewers. In 8 minutes, we'll be live. For the next 8 minutes, we won't really be live, but you can just watch us, do our thing. Stick around.
Exactly. Okay.
It's very interesting to not be able to slouch.
Oh boy. Hey, look. That popped up on my feed.
Oh, we're live.
And soon you'll see me showing you the phone.
Oh, no way. I'm talking about me.
There's Robbie adjusting the camera. Wow, there's really big lag.
Yeah.
Are you talking about my big legs?
There we go.
Huh.
How's it look?
Looks good.
Looking good?
Yep. I just showed Sasha.
Nobody can
I
say
just-
my name
Sasha.
today. Nobody can say my name today. Robbie did the same thing earlier. Yeah, I used to try to say Sasha. And you said... It's okay, so did Jeff.
Stand where you're going to stand.
This is where I'm going to stand.
Is it?
Yes, but then I'm going to, stand in this direction, but...
So let's configure your cam.
Do.
That is mean, Marshman.
What is?
WinRAR.
So we need to adjust.
So...
Ooh, how does a computer eat nachos?
Little bits and bites.
That's what I thought. No, chip by chip.
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
That works.
Hymens. Henry's playing Stellaris. I've noticed, and this is just a girly thing that I've noticed, that I can't really look down at my laptop screen while this camera is pointed at me.
Really?
Because it gives me a double chin.
Oh, man.
So I can. However, then I have more than one chin. Oh, I like this. Oh. See? See? Look. Look at all my chins. I need this up here.
Okay. Oh, I love my wife. I asked if she got a video of the praying mantis eating the cricket. And she's like, I just did. I was like, yes.
Excellent.
It's the Discord.
So the crazy thing, Jeff, is that Sasha's camera, the one that shows the TV the most, is causing some flutter.
Really?
Yeah. That's what we knew about that.
Well, maybe you guys can just use my camera and I can use the big fancy schmancy camera as my camera. Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny? I have actual floppies at home. I probably could have brought in to use as.
But those don't stack.
That is true.
It's not getting better.
So
That fixed it.
DJ Wheels says that Sasha is only coming out of the left channel.
No, I haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll get there.
Give us time, Wheels. Give us time.
Oh, yes. Somehow I broke it last week. Oh, that's an excellent idea, Marshman.
What's that?
I just lay on the unboxing table and look up. Then I will have no extra chins at all.
So did your glue fix the spinner?
Yeah, spin the glue. Spin the glue. Spin the spinner.
Well done.
Not bad, eh?
Not bad indeed.
There we go. No more flutter.
How'd you do it?
Adjusted the frequency of the TV.
Oh.
What's up?
Very good.
Okay?
Yes.
It's like ooze.
Oh, it does. It looks like that slime stuff the kids make with Elmer's white glue.
GAC. It's called GAC.
Oh,
With borax and glue.
yeah. Don't eat borax.
No, very bad.
Also, don't eat glue. I don't know why.
Although it is I wouldn't say it's safe, but it's not going to hurt you to eat said glue if it's school glue.
Yeah, like Elmer's white glue won't hurt you.
Yeah.
It'll hurt your social life.
Not in kindergarten.
No.
Gets you attention.
That's exactly what he did, Marshman.
Yeah.
Adjusted the refresh rate, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Now he's going to make me more right-sided.
Getting there.
Marshman, it's refreshing that you know that.
Now I want lemonade.
That was totally a dad joke, and you just missed it.
Refreshing. No, I got it. But it made me want lemonade.
Just waiting for the Kool-Aid guy to break through the wall.
Oh,
Yeah.
That'd do. Brooklyn, New York.
Hello from Brooklyn, New York.
I think it is just me. Everybody else's mics are on, and there are no complaints.
Yeah.
No, but... Oh, so Jeff's mic is on?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's fine. Oh, well, late to the party.
I feel kind of bleached out.
Huh. I have never noticed this before, but when I kind of scroll my mouse over the little emoticons in the bottom right.
Check, check, check. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm standing on the... Yep, it should be. Yeah, it's on. Shows that it's on. Apparently they could hear me in the chat room.
Cool. It just changes to different emojis.
Who does?
Look at this. See me scrolling past it? Look at how fun
that's
that
kinda
is.
fun. What about the present? Does it change?
I don't know.
Present
No.
doesn't change. And the GIF doesn't change? Just
No.
the emoji?
Can't change the present.
So if you click the emoji that's up there, does it post that one?
No.
Oh, no, okay.
Huh.
Sasha good?
Am I good? Oh, Jeff's mic is a little off-censored to the left, according to Soulboo.
Your left side is washed out a bit, Jeff Weston.
A little to the right, your headphones are backwards.
What?
Not you.
Who?
Oh, I'm like, it's always been on the left side.
Give me a sound check, Jeff?
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I am checking. I am savings. I am investments. I am loans.
I'm a tax-free savings account. Check, check, check. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. It's the only one I got. RRSPs.
Check, check, check. I am here. I am there. I am everywhere. I'm on your screen. I'm on your device.
I'm on TV. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Codeplex and other HLS video players.
Check local showtimes.
It's funny that I can remember that, but I can't remember, like, the end.
Sasha Rickman. From the Category 5 TV newsroom, I'm Sasha Rickman.
That part gets me every time. Everybody has their
Does it ever-
strengths.
have you gotten completely past the point where Rickman seems odd?
You know what is interesting in my life is the silence after I introduce myself.
Rickman.
Because when I
Rickman.
said,
Check
"Oh, I'm
1,
Sasha
2.
Dermatis," people will be like, "Dermatis? Where's that from?
Hey.
What are you, Greek?
Hey.
You know, how do you
Right.
spell that? Are you a
Check
skin
1, 2.
disease?"
Check,
like
check,
it would be
check,
a whole conversation.
And now you're just normal.
And now I say, "I'm Sasha Rickman," and they
I'm
don't even
Robbie.
say, "How do you spell that?"
I'm
like
Robbie.
they know how to spell it. They don't.
Check,
like,
check.
There's no conversation
hear me
about
now?
my name anymore. Nobody says, "Hey, are you
Can y'all
related
hear
to
me
Alan
now?
Rickman?" That would be great because I could say
I'm
that.
over here. Now I'm over here. Now I'm in the middle.
Anyhow,
Apparently we've been ignoring Robbie for too much.
Why?
I'm over
Why would you do
here.
this?
Me.
I am here. Check 1, 2. Check, 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 check.
Hello,
Hey.
Daddy Wizard.
Test.
New unrest.
Test.
Oh, the leaderboard. I don't like that the leaderboard.
See, I always talk to the chat room. I don't chat with the chat room. So every time I like type like hi, the leaderboard's like, "Oh, you got a new level. Good job, you talked." I just don't type enough. Hi, Maradroid.
Hello.
My pen light is dead. It's dead.
Oh no.
Left it on for like a week.
It's dead. Cannot inspect.
Seriously, you left it on for a week.
Did I? I probably turned it on without even realizing it.
Probably. Fidgeting.
Yeah,
I fidget a
no,
lot.
man. You are not the only late one. We are all late.
Are we late?
You're in fact
Check.
early. Oh, we're super late.
Yeah,
Are we?
it
Did
is
you not
7:04.
realize?
No, I'm
Jeff
just doing my
arrived
job.
late.
Oh, did he?
We should have been starting like then.
What time is it?
7:04.
Oh, well, come on. It's a whole new season, guys.
That's right. Season 13, we don't start on time.
Season 13.
We will start when we are ready.
We run late.
If we even want to start at all.
For local show times or whenever we want.
That's right. 16:04 in Oregon. So we still got 3 hours to go.
There we go.
Check. I'm pretty sure when Jeff yells into his microphone, he forgets that I have earbuds in my ear.
I do
I'm pretty sure
forget.
that he is negligent to the fact that my ears are bleeding.
He does not mean to deafen
His own
you.
blood.
Deafen you with his voice.
I never understand, so those of you wearing headphones, why my microphone has so much hiss. Hear that? Now watch, I'm going to turn mine off but leave theirs on.
There's no noise. Say something.
Slytherin.
See, so then I turn mine on, and it's like there's so much room noise on my mic.
Partial tongue.
Is it like the shape of my face? Maybe it's where I'm standing. Maybe because I'm over there.
Usually the hiss is electrical connection.
No, it's like room noise. Like my mic picks it up. Yours
Is it
doesn't.
rubbing
But
off
I just
your-
tried number 4, and it's the same thing.
Is
So
it,
it's me.
is it your headset rubbing off your beard?
No.
Could
Okay.
we erase your beard?
Digitally?
Digitally erase it?
Neat.
Enhance it?
Thanks. Because I need digital enhancement on my beard.
No. I need less chins.
I need more chins. Okay, so are we all in our positions, Sasha?
Oh,
That's
This is my news position.
okay.
oh my goodness.
Does everybody
Look at
who's
this,
watching
people.
agree that this is a good news position? I feel
The top
more.
of your head is slightly cut off.
No,
What
it
if I do
isn't.
this? No, it's not. It's exactly right.
It's alright.
Unless I do this.
Well, I'm telling you, on the Atmos Ninja, it's cut off.
Oh.
Well, then the Ninja has an
Oh, it
extra
has a-
frame on it.
It has a line of things.
Yeah, extra frame, dude.
Behind. Okay, whatever.
I know, right?
You're funny. Not you. I mean, not that
Oh,
you're not.
thanks.
No.
Don't worry, Robbie. I didn't mean you're funny.
So this is what season 13 has in store. 2 pages. 2 pages of notes.
Sorry about that. Sorry, did I tell you
Ooh.
guys we were only here for an hour and a half? Yeah. It's the
Uh,
first episode, right?
Yeah, I gave my wife heads up. It's going to be late, probably.
Okay.
I think. I remember I intended to. Maybe I didn't.
And I'll work out all the technical stuff. This is episode 1 of the season, so watch your framing, guys. Just be careful that we're framed well. Everything had to be rewired and moved around, obviously. So we shall do our best.
Am I
Okay.
Am I okay?
Right now, you are, yes.
Okay.
Just I'm saying, just watch out for that. That's all. I know it's so much to take in.
I have a really hard time with that.
I know.
Why are we whispering?
That's why I say it out loud.
Doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
Because I don't look at myself on the TV, and I realize it's a tool that I should utilize, but I
Call
don't
the TV
do
a
it.
tool. It's tried its best.
Yeah, it does a good job.
So mean, Sasha.
Will all y'all tell me if I'm framed incorrectly?
Will all y'all
All y'all?
move in here a little bit? Just a little bit. Not that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
You guys ready? Have fun, hey? It's been a lot of setting up around here, folks. Doing my best to get everything kind of tweaked. You can see on this camera, the TV doesn't flicker.
Thank you.
As soon as I switch cameras, it's got flicker on that camera. I got to work out. Like I got to sync all the cameras, and I was you saw there before the show, before I stood up here, that I was trying to manipulate the frame rate, but it only has 24 and 30p.
Oh.
Those are the only two options, so it doesn't give me a lot of flexibility. Now this camera is like a pro cam, so it's got a lot more functionality, and obviously I've been able to get that tweaked real well, so it looks really good.
Could you move the
Is my
unboxing
laptop in a
cam
better
to
space
the news
now?
cam and put the news cam where the unboxing cam is? Would that work?
Okay, good. Thank you.
No, the unboxing cam is a DSLR,
Oh,
so that's
wouldn't even work.
that's less quality than the one Sasha's got. Sasha's got a really good camera.
Then I will
Okay.
read like this.
Yeah.
Am I still framed okay if I don't move at all from this spot? I just turn.
Oh yeah, it looks
Then
great.
that's exactly what I'll do.
All right, perfect.
Not move.
Are we bleached out because of the light? Because that cup is screaming white.
Oh, good. White balance. How's that? Does it look good? I can't watch the chat, so you guys let me know. Looks great, Ameridroid says.
That's my laptop is now
Yeah.
framed correctly.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Did Ameridroid tell you to like make sure that the Ameridroid logo was perfectly framed in the set?
I think
Is
it
that
was...
the plan?
No.
Do you need me to adjust this? Ameridroid. Where is it? Oh, over here.
To like...
Ameridroid. Yeah. There you go.
So how's the white balance chat room? Like, is it just our monitor or is it bleached for you?
Looks pretty good from here.
Does it?
This is the Pro monitor.
Oh, okay.
So that looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's better than
I mean, other than I need some like glare makeup on my head.
I have some. Do you want it?
Just like, let me just powder my noggin.
It's just arrowroot powder and cinnamon.
delicious.
I know.
It smells
My
so
face
good.
smells good.
All right. Let's do this. Have fun, guys. Not that I'm telling you to have mushrooms. It'll take a minute.
What?
Nothing.
This is Canada.
Our live recordings are trusted only to solid-state drives by Kingston Technology. Revive your computer with improved performance and reliability over traditional hard drives with Kingston SSDs.
Category 5 TV streams live with Telestream Wirecast and Nimble Streamer. Tune in every week on Roku, Kodi, Plex, and other HLS video players. For local showtimes, visit category5.tv.
Category5.tv is a member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. cat5.tv/TPN and the International Association of Internet Broadcasters. cat5.tv/IAIB.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to season 13. Lucky number 13.
Yay!
Yay!
We
We're
made
like,
it.
do we skip it like an elevator?
Is it 12B? Is it just 14?
12.5? No, here we are at season 13, episode number 626. Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah, we've got a great show planned for you. Before we get into it, though, I want to remind you to subscribe to us on YouTube. If you haven't already done so, make sure you click that bell as well. That's going to make sure that you get those notifications. You mentioned you got a notification just before the show. What did it say?
Oh, actually, it was Facebook.
It was Facebook. Oh,
I got
do
one.
that
She
too.
got the
You got the YouTube one.
Yes.
Some of our viewers receive that YouTube ping because when you click that bell, YouTube will inform you when we go live. And incidentally, Facebook will do the same.
Yes.
So if you are a Facebook user, you can do that as well. Follow our Facebook page, which you'll find at cat5.tv/Facebook. It's a quick way to get there, or just search for us on Facebook. Well, we've looked into general adversarial networks in the past. So this is where artificial intelligence is being used to generate people generally. It's being used to create people.
People.
Are we talking like
yes.
woman in the red dress from The Matrix?
No, Jeff. No, it took me a second. I'm like, no, this isn't like that, Jeff. No, this is... So we're talking the ability for AI to take a subset of photographs and say, okay, this is what a human looks like.
Right.
And then the GAN, General Adversarial Network, the AI, is then able to create what looks like people.
Humans, yeah.
But they're not real people.
They're not real people. So, we've looked at them in the past. Here's an interesting twist for you.
Okay.
Generated.photos is the website. Now, think about this for a second.
Okay.
We've all heard of iStock Photo. We've
Yes.
all heard of their Getty Images, the parent company of iStock. And if we've ever done any design work, if we've ever built websites, we tap into those kinds of resources and Shutterstock and all these
the
different
stock photos.
Yeah, because
yeah.
we need. I don't have a photography studio and 65 different models that I can tap into to be able to get the right photo for my product. So I tap into those and I pay through the teeth sometimes to get
other people's shiny teeth smiling on your website.
Yeah, because one, the model is a human being, a person.
Right.
And that human being, that person, has to be compensated. So there are fees to pay the model, and that's usually that's like a blanket fee to the studio, and so that's incorporated into that pricing. Then there's licensing fees. So the photographer, the studio itself, has incorporated licensing fees into the sale of the photo, so that I'm now allowed to use that photograph for my project, whether it's a product box shot, whether it's my website, whether it's an advertisement, whether it's a billboard. I am able to purchase photos that have people in them and use those, hopefully royalty free, but it costs me a fair bit of money.
Yes.
Well, okay, back up just for a second here. And I started this by saying we've all heard about GAN.
I know, you planted the seed, so I feel like I know the answer.
So generated dot photos is, well, the group, there are about 20 people in the company who they run a photography studio, right? So they're very experienced with photography and model shots, and they understand the whole issue with model compensation, with model like they have to sign off on
the contracts. And
it is kind of like a contract. So if a model comes into my studio and I take their picture, if they have not authorized me to now sell their photo as a stock photo, I'm not allowed to do that as the studio.
Right.
So the studio has to compensate them in order to do that.
Right.
So it's this vicious, I mean, not vicious. I mean, everyone's got to get paid. Everyone's got to have, you got to have work, right?
This is the way the cookie crumbles. This
That's
is why
what it
things
is.
cost money, is because it starts there.
Yeah, and what comes from that? I'm thinking about, my spin right now is the money, right? How much does it cost me to get the licensing for these photos? There's another twist to this. Who are the models? And I don't mean the people, but I mean, generally speaking, the models are the beautiful people.
Right.
Right? The most beautiful people, the ones that media has said, these are the ones that we want to take photographs of. Right? This is what we end up with as our stock photos.
Right.
What if general adversarial networks, so AI, which is completely unbiased toward beauty, which doesn't judge or look at photographs and say, oh, well, I don't like her hair. A GAN doesn't do that. A GAN just says, does it look like a human? Does it not look like a human? Yep, that's a human. Let's do some stuff.
I would love to upload Picasso and see what happens with the GAN.
I don't know that will work out very well
That does
in
not
the
look
case
like
of a
a
general
human.
adversarial network. So generated dot photos, let's hop over there. So what I'm alluding to is that this studio has said, wait a second, what if we could do away with the contract? What if we could create human models who are not human? Human stock photography of people who do not exist.
I like this, of course.
See, I gotta challenge that notion though,
No.
because it's made up of the bits and pieces of the people.
No, not in the traditional sense. You're thinking like, I'm going to take Sasha's eyes and put them on Jeff's face and take Jeff's beard and
but
put
I
it on...
mean, the people are the base for what created these images. So I still think you can't completely remove people from it. But if you could then take the generated images and use those to generate more images, then you've got a point.
Sure. And it stems from that. So, okay, so understand how GAN works. So I know where you're going with that.
Right.
But what GAN does is it takes however many photos you can throw at it, and it uses those not to copy, like you're thinking,
Okay.
but to learn. This is artificial intelligence.
Okay.
So when I look at a photograph, I can see that's a person.
Yes.
When I see a picture of a person with a beard, I can see that's a person with a beard.
Right.
I know that because I have that intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence is now at the point with general adversarial networks that can look at those photos and say, oh, that's what a beard looks like. Oh, there's another beard. Okay, I understand now. Let's create a new human based on the knowledge that I've acquired from these source images. So I'm not taking the source images and reusing them. No, I'm learning from the source images what things are, how eyes look. What does it look like if a person has, this type of ears, and why do they have those types of ears, and those kinds of things.
Right.
So it's actually learning and then generating, creating something new based on the things that it's learned.
Very cool.
So, you know how some people are like funny looking?
Yeah.
Like some people have like a nose that's too big for their face or something, right? So
what are you saying?
Would a GAN ever do that?
Why are you looking at me?
Would a GAN make a funny face person?
That's what's amazing about it, is that the GAN doesn't judge. Okay.
I know.
So think about that from a model standpoint. So gone are with GAN. Gone are the days of our bias being toward this particular model type.
Right.
I use the phrase "the beautiful people," but that is what media has created. So the GAN doesn't care about that.
So the GAN makes beautiful, ordinary-looking people?
Sure. Ordinary, normal people, just normal people.
Are the people, features always proportionate? Because human beings' features aren't always proportionate.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay, this is good.
You want to know if it's going to create
a
a Quasimodo.
No, I want to know that it's going to create,
realistic.
I have a mole on my nose. I do not like it. But would the GAN just never put a mole on somebody?
No, I think it would. It would
Okay.
Because it learns from that. So it'll look at some photos and say, oh, okay, I see.
Have a mole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's generate someone that has those features.
I want to know how many of them got freckles.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
So all that to say, this studio that takes photos, so they're a photography studio, and they're also programmers and geniuses, and they know, they understand what this technology is capable of. Their studio took 29,000 photos over the course of the last 2 years. Now, what's interesting about that, think about this for a second, it's a controlled environment. So the lighting is always the same, the backdrop is the same or similar, the cameras are probably the same cameras. So there's a very controlled set of 29,000 images of models, of people, humans, for the GAN to learn from. Then we feed that in.
29,000. How many images did they come up with then?
Sasha, 100,000.
100,000?
100,000.
What?
Let's see if I can get this up on your screen for you. I'm just gonna see what's going on there, folks. Bear with me.
Okay.
That has power. That has power.
Ooh. Maridroid just gave a really good example of GAN.
Oh? You want to save it?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. 100,000 faces. All generated by AI. So let's scroll through generated.photos, and every person that you see here doesn't exist. These people are not real.
Really?
And not only that, so here's some examples of the kind of art that you can create. So if you need to create billboards and ads for your school and things like that, you're able to use these photos. I say photos.
But they're not. They're images.
They're images of people
that aren't people.
Can they then...
They're not real.
I'm asking a question that I feel like I know the answer to. They could age... See, I see children on the screen.
Yep.
They could take that image, likely, and with just, some sort of age enhancement, they could age that image...
Yeah.
Right through.
They, or the GAN.
Yes.
The general adversarial network, the AI, can say, okay, these are the features, and let's work with those.
Yeah.
So here we've got a subset of 100,000 images. I'm just going to browse that briefly on Google Drive so you can see what we're actually, what they're providing
all
here.
Of their images are on Google Drive.
Yeah.
So you can just access that right from their website.
You can just go right on there, load it up.
Amazing.
So here we go. Let's change this to thumbnail view. And these are available for you absolutely free. So as long as you're... Now, there is a caveat. Right now, these are licensed for non-commercial use. So if you're using them for school, if you're using them for your own personal website, your blog, those kinds of things, currently it's licensed for personal use only. So do keep that in mind. Maybe message them if you want to use their images for anything that's commercial.
Right. Okay.
But it's a proof of concept that's showing that this is going to be a possibility. Just a quick scroll here.
Now, I'm interested in that second row. That one picture, they have a headdress or something. So does the AI generate...
The AI generated a headdress,
like a
of
headdress
sorts.
as well.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So not only people, it can generate accessories.
Sure. Yeah, like this lady here. I'll call her a lady.
Earrings.
She has earrings. Yeah.
Huh.
And you see that they don't all come out looking like... Now that's... It's interesting how the GAN will sometimes generate something. There's something a little off.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see something that's a little off. And I love that those have been included as well.
Yes.
But what they've done... Like, here's one... I don't know what's happened to his head there. Right? Like, sometimes... There's something
got a
there.
nostril in his
Something
And
like
his
that.
one eye
It's
is
like cyclopsy.
he's got like the Sylvester Stallone eye.
That's fine.
This answers my question.
So, but somebody in Photoshop or GIMP could fix the error,
Right.
if you will, on the head. But for some reason, the AI said, okay, that's a feature of some people's heads. So it's learning. And it's important to realize that this technology is new. That's not a real person.
Right.
This technology is something that is growing and evolving and learning. So as it grows, as it learns, these photos are going to become more and more realistic.
Right.
To the point where the group from Generated.Photos is saying, like, hey, this could be used in multimedia. Imagine if this technology, we've talked about using GAN in video games. Like, we all would love to have an avatar that looks like us, or generate an avatar.
You guys do. Orville.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, imagine if you could take the GAN and have it regenerate you in a game digitally.
Right.
Without a human having to do that, right? But what if, this is what the team has said, what if you could actually take this technology and they could create TV shows, say Netflix, for example, where a couple of the characters within the TV show are GAN generated. So as you're watching it, it ties into your library and creates, so there's a flip side of this. Yes, it can create fake humans that are not actually real people, but the GAN can also take a real human, so a photo of my face, and put it on a dummy model in the TV show.
Right.
So it can create what looks like a real person. So it could look like Jeff, it could look like Sasha, or it could look like Robbie. And so now I could be sitting down in front of my TV, we could be watching a movie with my kids, and all of a sudden in walks me on the set.
Right.
On the movie, because they could create movies where some of the characters they're basically like blanks.
Right.
And then it taps into my own resources, I could load my own GAN images into the system, and it will place me within that multimedia.
Yeah.
Within that content.
Totally okay
That's
until it's a
very
horror
cool.
flick.
That kind of messes
Now,
with things.
I mean, when you close down that image and go to the...
Okay.
I want to see...
The
there's-
thumbnails? This
Yeah.
is just the first
Okay,
grouping.
this one with the little girl, and it looks like
Yeah.
the mom.
So
Okay.
you see what's happened over here with the Klingon?
That's
Okay, so that's what I was going to say. It looks like she's hanging out with something out of Star Trek.
Right.
Which makes me go, could we use GAN to start producing sci-fi?
New types of aliens.
Like, oh my gosh, how cool would that be? Or could they use this for pets?
Sure.
Like to generate new animals.
GAN
like,
generated
hey,
pet.
here's my dog.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a sheep poo ribbon.
that's true.
We're looking-
That person beside the daughter
is a
looks
glitch.
kind of like a human pug combo.
It kind of you can tell that the GAN was not sure what to do with this fact that it was creating two humans
Right.
on the same canvas.
But I mean, the fact that they only had
Wow.
29,000 images to work with, and
Yeah.
now you're getting 100,000 images. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So you're going to have bugs, but so you clear those out of the system and go, okay, fine.
Yep.
Now, interestingly enough, looking through these photos, I will say, I think Sasha was onto something
What's that?
with the fact that these are all generally nice-looking people. I don't think I saw anywhere in there somebody who was quite largely obese. I didn't see anybody with like
Sure.
fire burn marks on their face.
Yeah, and you can say that. And you can also say, I'm not seeing any Asians. Maybe a couple that have some Asian influence.
Everybody seems
They're-
very proportioned is the
Okay.
thing. Like there doesn't seem
Right.
to be like
So we can say those things.
yeah, so I wonder if the GAN then knows, like, if your face is this big, your ears are likely this big. And then
Sure.
so they'll create
Okay.
ears for you
Fair
that
enough.
actually fit your face.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get pictures of people with ridiculously big ears.
Right.
Sure.
Right?
But this is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a
So this
bit
is
of a
neat.
play off of a artist project that I remember seeing about 2 years ago, where a photographer took, I want to say it was at least 100 images of every nationality
Awesome.
and superimpose them so you can kind of get a general sense of what each country's typical look was like.
Yes.
So using something like that, I could totally see how you could start developing images from other countries.
Sure. Yeah.
Rather than, I'm going to say, the typical probably American.
Sure. No, and I hear what you're saying, but let's not get ahead of your first comment where, okay, I'm not seeing anyone who is obese. So let's just back up for a moment and just remember that the way that the GAN learns is through the source material.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we have 2 years worth of photos. The studio has 2 years worth of photos of people who have come in and signed off on this project and have said, yes, I'll participate in this.
Yeah.
Right. So
I want my
Have
face
they-
to be one of the faces. Sorry.
let's hook you up. Let's make that
I want
happen.
my face to be
Generated.photos. Can we make
Contributing
this happen?
a contributing
So
factor.
I'll
But
take
still, this is really cool.
So understand with those source images, right? That's all that the GAN has seen
Yeah, exactly.
so far. Think about it has never seen potentially. I'm not saying it hasn't, but let's just pretend the GAN, the artificial intelligence in its life, has never seen an obese person.
Right, so it wouldn't know.
If that's the case, when it generates fake people, it's not going to know what an obese person looks like
Right.
to create it.
Right.
So as this project grows, as they train it even more, as it learns, it's going to become that. It's going to learn more and more and more.
It's cool.
And that's their goal. Right now, this is like brand new, just released, just made available to you, and it's astonishing what they've been able to achieve.
Oh, yeah,
We're
I'm
going to
blown
see
away.
it
It's
grow.
incredible.
We're going to see that
I
grow
love
over the
this.
next little while, for sure.
One, I will say, when I look at all these photos, what
Yeah.
impresses me the most is the hair.
Yeah.
Like, despite,
Yeah.
getting some odd features of the faces and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the hair all looks
The hair is
very
spot-
realistic. Like,
Yeah.
Spot on.
it's crazy.
So that brings me to my next point. Why are there no baldies?
The GAN doesn't know bald exists.
There was a bald guy. I did
Was
see
there?
a bald guy. Yeah. Go on.
Oh,
It was
nice.
a really huge bald head, but there was a bald guy. I want to say he was somewhere around here.
Okay, well, we'll just
There-
keep
there was a
scrolling.
bald
If
guy.
you find the bald guy among the 100,000 pictures on generated.photos, please point him out to me. That would be fantastic. So, I mean, how cool is it that they're able to, that they've chosen to now use that technology to give away free stock photos? So backing up just a second here, all of those, you may not have, again, you may not have access to an artificial intelligence. They have created this repository for you. Generated.photos. Read all about it. Download the images. Pick the ones that you want to use, and those are there for you.
So you could essentially use the AI with your own family photos to start generating.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Right now,
What?
it's
That's amazing.
It's 100,000 photos that the GAN that they has created.
Okay.
They are, and I wasn't sure if we were going to talk about this, but just so you know, Jeff, nobody else is here.
Hey.
Okay. Shh. Go away, Sasha.
They are working on developing software, which is going to be a part of the project that may allow folks to be able to create their own GAN-generated images based on specifications that they provide. You remember,
cool.
you know what it's like in an MMO when you're setting up your character and you set, the different proportions and how high you want their shoulders to be and all this stuff. You'll be able to do those things within that.
That's cool.
So, but again, this is the very base. It's just been released at generated.photos. Learn more right there. We do have to take a really quick break. When we come back, though, we're going to be looking at how we can tell the temperature of the room, the temperature of our devices, all from a little USB flash drive-like stick.
Ooh.
Stick around.
Sorry, Bo, we didn't get to use it, but your analogy of the painter was perfect.
What's that?
So when we were going, like, how is it, like, how do you do this? And he's like, it's like a painter who paints a portrait out of an image from his head. I was like, oh,
that's really good.
That totally makes sense.
That's really good.
Like,
was that on Discord? It
was on Discord.
It will be shown on the feed, so that's good.
Well done, Bo.
Yeah, nicely done. I'm not sure if my mic actually dropped there or if it was just my headset, but when I sounded like I was stuttering, it was because I was repeating myself because my mic was off. My mic stopped working.
I feel like I need to find him for you.
Double 2 fingers to scroll.
Apparently.
You gotta point. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there you go. I think he was up. I know I saw him. Because I almost stopped you and I was like, hey, look, it's a bald guy.
He sounds gorgeous.
He's there somewhere.
It could have been just a really blonde guy.
No, it was 100% bald, but it reminded me of the very first episode of Star Trek, the original, the dudes with the big heads and the pulsing brains.
Oh, yeah?
He's somewhere in here. I know I saw him.
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
Doesn't exist.
He's there. I know I saw him.
Again, doesn't know bald happens.
Even the babies have hair.
I know.
Beautiful, beautiful hair.
Discord froze. Dropped.
Did it?
Nobody's bald.
Tell me, Discord, did you see the bald guy? Because I know I saw the bald guy.
Did Discord freeze? Really?
Yeah, Discord yeah.
Okay, seriously, where did the bald guy go? Oh, it's still loading. Did we go down this far already?
Just, because it's 7:32 is the last thing.
There was a...
And we're at 7:36.
I'm not overly concerned, Jeff.
I know you're not, but I feel like I need to show you the bald guy.
Oh, dear.
You're right, new man. I saw the guy you're talking about. It did look like he was wearing a pot on his head.
There was a woman with a beard.
Yes, I saw it
happens.
earlier.
It happens, yeah. The
Polycystic ovarian syndrome that woman had.
See? The GAN knows.
How? What?
Causes
How
facial
can you
growth.
pronounce that and not Linus Torvalds?
Shut up.
The same thought went through my head. That's like deoxyribonucleic acid.
See? You say things too.
Bald nerd.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Luke Stump.
I use very simple words.
Yes, yet either was a woman with a beard.
Oh, good. Okay. Are you ready for it?
Always.
Okay. Do I have the ability to... Yeah, I can kind of punch in like that. Can you guys see that? That's pretty good. I should just raise that camera shot a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's above my eyebrows.
It's got how not very far at all you have to walk now.
It's kind of nice, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that nice, guys? I can just kind of like hop over here. So... Bum, bum. There we go. Okay. Is it good?
Okay, don't start. I'm yawning.
Don't say I'm yawning.
Have you guys
Just
looked
don't
over
start
these
yet, I'm
points
yawning.
just so that you can kind of interject if I miss anything? Because I feel like sometimes I miss some of the points and I don't want to.
Yeah, I'll try and stay on top of it.
All right. If I miss anything. Okay. Just before the break, I mentioned that we're going to be looking at a way that we can tell the temperature. It sounds so, like, not exciting, right? Like, everybody has a thermometer. You can grab one at the dollar store and you know what the temperature is. You can ask your Amazon Echo what the temperature is outside. But what if you've got a server room? Or like a computer room that you don't always frequent?
Okay, do you remember the server room at the radio station?
I do.
That room was crazy hot all the time.
Oh, yes.
We had to leave the
Yep.
door open. So, yes, that as soon as you said, "Oh, server room," I'm like, "Oh, I remember that room."
Yeah, the server room, if it doesn't have proper air conditioning, or what if the air conditioning goes down?
Like
I
Studio
mean,
T.
just quick examples, right? Or what if you've got a device that you want to be able to monitor the temperature of? So what we're looking at today is a product called Temper, and it literally, when I said it looks like a USB flash drive, it literally does. Like, you probably wouldn't be able to know the difference between that and a USB flash drive. Now, what is cool about this is you see this little screw hole. It can be mounted flush and screwed into a device.
Oh, cool.
And then it's going to actually register, because the sensor is on the bottom here and it is a metal casing. It's going to be able to register the temperature of the device. So do keep that in mind. If this is going to be sitting on a desk, it's going to be registering the temperature of the desk.
Right.
Similarly, it's conductive. The heat is conductive on it. So if you're plugging this in directly into a server, you're not only going to be registering some of the room ambient temperature, but you're also going to be registering some of the heat coming off of the server itself.
Right.
Yes.
Right? So it's important to just grab yourself this little guy here. So you've got, oh boy, what have I done?
What is that?
I pulled it apart. Don't worry, it's all good. So what I've got is a little 6-inch USB extender.
Yep.
Reason for that is if I plug this into my server, it can kind of hang there.
Oh, that way you're not getting
Yes.
the temperature from in.
It's not going to grab the temperature from the USB bus. Similarly, if you want to mount it on the surface of a device, you can mount it there and plug it into a reader. Maybe you've got a 10-foot USB extension cord, for example. That would work as well.
Yes.
So we're looking specifically at Linux using the Temper device. The Temper device can be purchased at cat5.tv/temper, and I say that because I want you to be able to find it. It is under $20. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. So this is like a really quick, cheap and cheerful. It's not DIY. You don't have to buy a bunch of Arduino parts and solder everything together and figure out how it goes and then create the firmware. No, it's all ready to go out of the box for under $20, and you can just plug it into USB. It is waterproof as well, so if you want to use it for your weather station, it's going to work perfectly for that.
Waterproof
That
is in
is
like
great.
rain hitting it, not
Yeah.
submerge it in your fish
Well, I
tank.
don't know that I would put it in the fish tank. I mean, because it is connected to a 5-volt cable, but
You'd have no fish.
you could definitely
Fish
use
sticks
it.
for supper.
But think about, like, you could put this end of it in the soil of your greenhouse, for example, and measure
Yes.
the temperature of your soil. You could
Okay.
you could put it in, as I say, you could put it in the weather station. You don't have to quite worry about the fact that it might get a little bit wet, or you can put it outside of the chassis of your weather station, and it'll pick up the ambient temperature
Very
as
cool.
well.
I
Okay.
just pictured going crazy with just having tons of them in the soil in a greenhouse.
So you can
Just-
register, okay, those plants are like 20 degrees. This one is 1 degree different.
going on,
Tomatoes
little buddy?
generate heat. Yeah, okay, so on Linux, I'm going to do this, but you can do this on Windows, you can do this on Mac. It's compatible. Interesting features with Windows. It has built-in Excel compatibility. There's like a hotkey. Read the manual, but there's a hotkey you can press that will actually open Excel and create a spreadsheet with the temperature data.
Really?
Yeah, it's all automatic. It's all built in.
So how
Kinda
long
cool.
does it keep the data for?
I don't know that, Jeff. I don't use Windows. I'm saying read the manual and check that out. It's on there. It has that feature. I will do this on Linux because I want to actually use this to code my own products, my
Right.
own. Whether I want to use this to for my Nagio server,
Oh,
NEMS
yeah.
Linux, right? If I want to monitor the server room and have it send me an email alert if the server room gets too hot or too cold.
That's true.
What if the AC vent has been frozen open in the winter here in Canada?
Yeah, you don't want that.
And it's like -10 in the server room. Well, I want to know about that, but I don't go in the server room every day, right? So
That's true.
those kinds of things could be done. So on my Linux machine here, I'm gonna simply, well, first of all, I'm gonna type ls USB. And that shows me what USB devices are currently detected. And then I'm going to plug this in to my USB port with the extension cord and type ls USB again, and I see that a new device has popped in here, and it doesn't have a name, but you can see I did that just so that you can see the difference between the two checks. And I've got...
throw it up on the screen so they can see the difference.
Oh, you can't see that? Oh, thank you, Jeff. You guys probably wanted to see that, right? First check is up here before I plugged it in. Second check after I plugged it in is right here. There it is.
And so that's the new device.
That's the new device. Well, how do I work with that, right? It's called Temper, and being that I'm on Linux, I can tap into any number of resources, but there are some great projects already created for it, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm in the temp folder, which I'm, maybe I'm going to go into my home folder to do this, because I want to be able to access this down the road, get out of my temp folder, because I don't want to lose it when I reboot. And let's clone. So I'm going to, first of all, I have Git installed, so apt install Git if you don't already have it. Git clone, and here's the repository that I want to clone. https://github.com/urwen/temper. And when I hit enter there, it's going to clone that. It's like instantaneous, and if I go in there, cd temper, now I've got these files here. Now there's one thing that I'm going to need, and I'll show you what happens here if I try to run temper.py. It says, hey, you're missing something. The serial for Python 3 is missing. So I'm going to install that. apt install Python 3-serial. Whoa, if I spelled Python right. 3-serial. And once that's installed, and my temper device is plugged into the computer. Now if I type /temper.py, it's going to register the Temper Gold version 3.1, and it shows me that it's 30.7 degrees Celsius.
Oh, so cool.
87.2 degrees Fahrenheit.
Does it have like a minimum maximum?
That it
Read the manual.
That it can handle?
Yeah.
It does. The max. Now that's an interesting question, and I didn't plan for this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go cat5.tv/temper.
I ask, and he goes, read the manual, Jeff. Sasha asks, he's like, let me look
Because
that
that was a Windows question. This is a legit. Yes, there are mins and maxes. Let's see. Okay, so this is the Temper device. Let's see here real quick. cat5.tv/temper, I believe, is the link. And it's not working for me right now, but I'm going to fix that.
Will accurately read the temperature from -55 to 120.
Oh, you actually have the answer for this? You have the answer in front of you?
Yeah, I do.
What does it say, Sasha?
Okay. Will accurately read the temperature from -55 to 125 degrees Celsius or -27 to 257 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Bingo,
that's
bango.
even wider than I was expecting.
What I love about that conversation is you wrote the show notes, so you looked it up, and you're like, I have no clue. Sasha's got the show notes in front of her. It's like, what's the temperature? I have no clue.
She asked the question. She's got the answer right in front of her.
Oh, that was just
So now you know. So
Now we know. That's an important thing to know.
So the answer is -55 degrees Celsius
That's cold.
to 125 degrees Celsius.
That's hot.
Yeah. Look at that in Fahrenheit. -67 to 257 degrees
So I'm
Fahrenheit.
picturing the only time it would be -55 degrees Celsius is if you were in the Arctic. I feel like that's the only time it would ever get that cold.
It would you'd have to be pretty close to the Arctic circles.
It would not get to 125 and still be able to talk about it outside. So
Hasn't temperatures been like 140?
Celsius? No.
Oh yeah, Celsius. I'm thinking Fahrenheit.
Yeah. In a
Can you imagine 140
Yeah.
Celsius?
It's past the
Wow.
boiling point of water.
Okay, I'm going to jump back to this, guys.
Okay.
I'm back in my terminal here.
Yes.
And we see that the output there, it shows the bus, it shows the Temper Gold version 3.1. That's the version, the model of the device that I have, and it shows the temperature. Well, I'm a programmer. I want to take it one step further. I want to do more.
Yes.
I want to parse data. I want to know the actual readings from this device. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type /temper.py, and then I'm going to do this. Watch. --JSON. JSON, and watch what happens. Boom. There's my JSON response from the device. So I can now pull not only the firmware, so I know what firmware I have installed. I've got the hexadecimal value of the firmware. I've got hexadecimal data, but I've also got what? The
Internal.
thermal data. So the data is responding in Celsius.
Okay.
So we can see it's 29.27 degrees.
It is warm in here.
Here in the studio, yes. And so with that data, now I can parse that because it's JSON data. So I can take that into PHP. I can take that into I can use like a JSON decoder for Bash, for example, on my Linux machine. And now I can start parsing things and doing really neat things with that data. So I can set up thresholds and I can say, okay, well, if it is 10 degrees Celsius in the studio,
Turn on the heat.
or like let me know, hey, it's really cold there, you need to figure out what's going on. We don't even need to, I suppose I could code something to like
Yes, you
interact with my smart home.
Yeah.
But at least letting me know. Or if it gets to be 32 degrees Celsius, well, there's something wrong with the AC unit. I need to get in there right away and start turning things down or whatever. So that is called the Temper device. You can get one at cat5.tv/temper. What do you think?
That is very cool.
I love that it's built. It's ready to go. And there's nothing that I need to actually do other than just decide how I want to program it.
And you said this syncs up to Nagios as well. But to NEMS.
Sure. I mean, it's compatible with NEMS Linux. So you could just plug this into your NEMS server and set your thresholds for low and high, and it'll send you an email if it's outside of those thresholds.
That's very cool.
It'll let you know if the temperature comes back to a good temperature.
See, it's stuff like this that I'm going, okay, I'm totally picturing like a smart home where you've got one of those in all the rooms that hook up to NEMS that logs all the information with a computer or like a Raspberry Pi or something that's got a speaker right beside, say, an Echo device, where you've got some pre-recorded things where it's like turn the volume or turn the heat on in this room.
Oh my goodness!
Like, could you imagine how? So it automatically temperature controls your house.
Can you imagine? So you could use the speaker to control Amazon Echo.
Right.
That would be so crazy.
That would be neat.
You could use it for a sensor for safety reasons too. Have it close to the stove so it alerts you when the stove is
left
hot.
on.
Yeah, or when it's cool again. You know,
if the wine fridge is a little bit too warm.
Right.
That's right. You don't want to go
if it gets too warm
for that.
Or you could set it up so that it senses in your showers so that you know when to step in because the water is perfect.
Oh, wow. Now we're talking.
That is nice.
Please don't run electrical cables into your shower, folks. Don't listen to Sasha.
Don't listen to it. It's waterproof.
It's waterproof, but your wiring might not be.
Just wrap it
It's
in
only 5
electrical
volts.
tape. It's fine.
Is that how it works? Wow. Okay.
And all of the water conservationists are like, "Oh, Sasha,
you've done it wrong. You've done it wrong." All right. Well, if
that's very cool.
Thank you. Get one. Go check them out.
If this what season 13 is going to have, I'm just like blown away. I'm excited.
I love the JSON output.
It's cool.
It just takes that and says I can do anything with it. Anything at all. There's no limit.
Okay, so I have to know though. You said that the Excel output only works on Windows. It doesn't work on Linux.
I don't care about that kind of stuff, Jeff. That's like those features that are like, ooh, it does something out of the box that
you'll never use.
I like that stuff.
I'll never use. If you're a Windows user and you want to plug it in and open an Excel spreadsheet and let it populate with temperatures,
to say the average
it has that feature. I am intrigued that it has JSON output. That's what I care about. I can log
just a
that.
Simple mind, man.
I can log that to a log file.
If you're making
line after line. I can take this, so I'm going to plug this back in, and like I'm talking, like even just on the simple, right? So let's run. Okay, so now I'm going to grep that internal space temp. And now I'm just going to get the internal temperature, right? So that's all my output is, internal temperature. So now I can go like watch. Oh, I can't grep with watch. But I could do, let's remove the J. I could just have watch running like that. Right? How about something like that? There's just no limits to what you can do, that's all.
That's it. Just no limits.
Okay, but still, the fact that you can put the watch in there, like I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just going to be quiet because, as weird as it sounds, this little thing has suddenly got the wheels in my brain turning, and I'm like, there's so many options.
You just want to code. Get coding, Jeff. That's it.
Picturing like smart mirrors in the house.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
What's the coolest DIY maker project that you've done. Now, this is not really a maker project because it's already made.
Well, could it though
but it can
become?
inspire.
It could become a maker project. You could
Sure,
use
whatever you
this
plug it
and
into.
launch into something different.
Sure, you could.
The
Right.
coolest one I've seen, I want to say, came out about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I took a touchscreen TV
Yeah.
and turned it into a mirror in his
Love it.
bathroom with the projection screen and a Raspberry Pi that showed the weather for the day,
Yeah.
upcoming events on his calendar, all this kind of stuff. But because it was touchscreen, he could move stuff around. I was like,
Oh, nice.
that's just awesome. And the great
I'm picturing
part
all the
was,
streaks all over the mirror.
Oh, yeah. The cool part was he gave the instructions on how to do it, so you
Oh,
can make
that's
your own at home. And I was like,
Yeah.
I like that guy,
That's the maker community.
and I just haven't done it.
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
want
it's a
to.
lot of work.
I know.
And that's what I mean when I say, like, you don't have to do any soldering with this. It's already built. You just can buy it and it works. So, hey, check it out, cat5.tv/temper. But we do have to move on because it's time. It's time
It's time.
to jump over to the Category5.tv newsroom. Right?
That's right.
It is right.
Let's
So
do
let
this.
let me exit out of this.
Didn't we? Yeah, we did do a show on how to make a smart mirror. Maybe we were the people that were super
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Jeff, that was us.
No, I don't know. Maybe
You need to
use-
enclose the watch command in quotes to have watch run it.
It definitely
Oh,
wasn't
smart.
For me guys. It was something
Thank
I read
you.
online,
You're
but-
welcome. Wasn't me. Solbu.
Nice
was,
one, Solbu.
Was smart. I just listen when smart people talk.
You know, that is a good attitude to have. I think, so we get like Robbie's little tidbits in between
Mhm.
like actual feature. When we can realize that other people are smarter than us, that is when we can learn.
Yes.
That is when we can become better.
But that's why this is a community-based show.
Sure. I learned to put watch in quotes tonight. Like, that's something that I didn't even think of.
Yeah.
But is brilliant. Like, so next time, that's what I'll do. I zoomed in on the terminal today, which is something that my community has taught me to do.
You didn't know how to zoom in?
I didn't know how to zoom in because it used to be Control Plus,
Right.
and that's no longer the way.
Oh,
In the browser it is, but
I did not know that.
hey, are you ready?
I am. Except that I'm not.
Why?
There is no
Oh.
teleprompter.
Because there's no teleprompter? What do you want from me, Sasha?
I thought you knew
I hope
that.
it works.
I
No, we've had all kinds of woes with things like the teleprompter.
thought you knew that it wasn't on there. I'm sorry.
No,
Just make up the news.
this is not
No.
good.
This is
No,
just
it seriously wasn't
I'm
working.
Just
debating
do
making-
GAN news.
I'll just talk about myself. I'll tell 4 Sasha stories for the week.
No, just take all the news stories you've learned in the past, just like GAN, and make up your own news stories.
What happened?
It just doesn't. The teleprompter isn't working anymore.
Can you load it on my phone?
I don't know. It takes time.
Oh.
Oh, I wish
Can
I
we wait?
wish I had a second device.
When do you need to have the show produced?
Well, it has to go out to KVVB
When?
by Friday.
By Friday?
Yeah.
Armenia, South Korea.
Come on.
This is very cool. So this is literally all the countries. That's very cool. Although it lists Ethiopia in the middle of the U.S.
Can you see Lithuania? I was looking for it earlier.
Senegal, South Korea, Yemen, Qatar, Christmas Island, Gibraltar,
Gibraltar. The
Japan,
Rock of Gibraltar.
United States, Germany, Grenada.
They found a lost city. Adrian.
Monkey God?
No, they found the lost city under the water near.
Oh, yeah, just
Yeah.
like last week or something they announced
Yeah.
this. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I just pulled the battery, and it is. I've got a screen now. I've got the LG logo,
Okay.
so this is promising. Come on.
This is why I can't just do news stories off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And in other news, another ransomware attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facebook has been
also Facebook
has been
breach.
hacked again.
That's right.
Yeah.
Somebody else doesn't like cryptocurrency.
It just
And
beeped.
It beeped.
Oh.
Is beep good?
Well, it means like it's booting. Yeah.
Beep is
like
life.
it's like da da da.
You're in the wrong
Da-da-da.
camera.
Oh,
You know what we haven't had lately?
we'll push the button and then they can see what I'm
Which-
trying to show them.
which-
People doing stupid stuff with drones.
There we go.
We haven't had that lately.
Oh yeah, it's buffering. People
like doing
doing
its
stupid
thing.
stuff with drones. That's true. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to make homemade soap in cold process or hot process.
I want to say cold process would be better, but I really have no clue.
Cold process is
oh,
longer.
oh.
But is it a higher quality soap?
It's a
And
higher
are we talking
clarity soap.
Brad Pitt Fight Club soap?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen Fight Club?
Like where he kisses the hand and then the lie. You don't do that.
No, where they liposuction from people and turn that into.
Well, I'm not going to do that. You make soap with a fat and lye.
Well, they used fat.
Yeah, that's not the sort of fat I'm going to use. I'm going to use olive oil. I'm going to make Castile soap. Except not really, because it has to be
Olive
from
oil
Castile.
Fat?
Yes. All oils are fats.
Like, can she just use butter?
Yes. But I won't.
Look up. Hi.
Oh! This is exciting.
We can do the Sasha show now? Okay. So that's you.
Here I am. Oh, I'm supposed to be like this. Something's happening. Something.
What is it happening?
Thanks or no thanks? Allow
Does it need me
or
to touch
not allow?
something?
I think so. Doesn't look like English.
Here, I'll do it, Jeff.
Or it's upside down.
There's a hidden screen, so don't touch it.
Oh, it's about an old device.
Do you see what I'm seeing?
Okay.
Oh, better.
Okay. Okay, so do I have control?
Is it on? Oh, it's on.
Oh, yep, good.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay. I want to be standing like more this way. There we go. Is that good?
That's great. Yeah. And there's no flicker coming off the TV, which is wonderful.
Are you going to have the images up on the TV?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh, this is a...
You have no clue
Amazing.
how far we've come.
All right, Sasha, you ready?
Yes. Here are the stories we're covering.
If I did all the wiring right.
week in the category.
I do need to push record, Sasha, sorry. You ready? Like, really ready?
When you say, "Are you ready?"
Oh, here we go.
I think you
It means you're
ready
also
to
ready, Robbie.
start?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me when you need me. There.
Anytime you are ready.
Yeah.
It's rolling.
I've heard that before.
Shush now.
Here are the stories we're covering this week in the Category5.tv newsroom. Facebook has confirmed that at least 200 million phone numbers from members have been exposed in an online database. It could be more than twice that. An estimated... Can I just stop this for a second?
Is it the wrong
These are
week?
all the wrong stories.
Last week?
Yes.
2 weeks ago.
Because
Yes, 2 weeks ago.
What's with the teleprompter not working right? Okay. Don't worry, folks. We'll get there. This is why you tune in to the live, because then you get to see all these wonderful bloopers.
But we do have a very pretty globe. Can I do this? Can it be like the weatherman?
This is really difficult.
Christmas
there
Island.
we go. There.
The Ukraine.
Come on. Please work. Okay, I just saw a sink.
Ba-da-ba-ba-bum-bum.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Soul Boo, you make me laugh. Uh-oh. The reflections in my glasses are annoying. I didn't know that you could see them.
Well, are you turning a bit?
Am I?
Oh, but you do have to still look that way.
I have to look this way.
We're doing our best, and we're working on it,
If I look
folks.
this way, like this, you see no reflections.
Is that right?
Yes, if I do
Yes.
this.
Look
Here,
down a
you.
bit.
Yeah.
What if you pulled them
Here, you do
slightly
your
forward
thing.
on your
No,
nose?
no, don't do that, because that's not human. Because then it's too hard to. What I can do is I can move the camera a bit. I'm gonna fix the leg here because it's a little bit crooked. Okay, there we go. How's that feel? So with that slight move, did that help the glasses glare?
I think so. Because I'm never going to be looking up like this. I'm always going to just be looking like
Now,
this.
do you need to adjust the TV slightly?
Yeah. That's the wrong way. Oh, it's not going to want to look straight now.
Is it crooked?
You can adjust the leg so that it is slightly tilted.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that good? Is that fine? Or does it look annoyingly crooked?
It says that's better. Is it
Yeah, but
annoyingly crooked? It
Are you
is.
talking about your glasses or the TV?
Good point.
See, the weird part is the bottom of the TV is level, but it's because it's angled.
Yeah.
With that weird parallelogram stuff.
Here, let me just try to find a happy medium here, if I may, guys.
If we increase the font of the teleprompter, then I could do this without glasses on.
Oh, that looks better.
Yeah.
TV-wise, at least. Yeti. Maybe the mug's in the way.
Is that what was doing it?
It's the mug.
Should I move the mug?
Yeah, that looks okay.
Oh, that's moving it more in the way.
Oh,
Okay, so
No.
are we actually ready to roll here, folks?
I think so.
Enjoy the show.
Here are the stories we're covering this week in the Category5.tv newsroom. Chipotle Mexican Grill has been leaving money on the table thanks to an apparent bug in the restaurant chain's e-commerce operation. Payment card thieves have hacked the Click2Gov bill-paying portals in 8 cities. The German Ministry of the Interior wants to take back control of their digital sovereignty, cutting dependency on Microsoft and looking for alternatives. And an anonymous bug hunter has publicly disclosed a zero-day flaw in the popular vBulletin forum software that can be exploited over the internet to hijack servers. These stories are coming right up. Don't go anywhere. Sovereignty.
Brilliant.
Sovereignty. Okay.
You good with that?
Ah, not when I look at it and say it at the same time.
Okay. It is a tricky one.
Thank you. I'm Sasha Rickman, and here are the top stories we're following this week. Chipotle Mexican Grill has been leaving money on the table thanks to an apparent bug in the restaurant chain's e-commerce operation. Last week, Jason Grigsby, co-founder of app development from Cloud4, published his analysis of the eatery's online order form. The web page code, he claims, contains an error that he estimates is costing the company millions in lost sales. While attempting to submit an order, Grigsby encountered 2 error messages, one indicating that the website had been unable to save his credit card number, despite having not checked the box to allow this, and the other being a general submission error. The errors happened every time he tried to use his browser's autofill capability, but not when the data was entered manually. Upon further scrutiny, he noticed that his credit card's expiration date kept being changed after the date was filled in. Based on Chipotle's publicly reported average order value of $16 to $17, and assuming that fixing autofill would increase transactions by 0.5 percentage point, Grigsby estimates that Chipotle could clear an extra $4.4 million in sales annually by eliminating this bug. While he regularly sees problems with autofill on sites, Grigsby says, quote, Chipotle was just a useful example I encountered, and unlike most companies, they happen to have provided some information in their financial reports that made it possible to take a guess, albeit a wild guess, at what the financial impact might be, end quote.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm a programmer, so I understand how these kinds of accidental issues can crop up.
Yes.
Because we can't test everything, right?
Sure.
So if I create a form to autofill and it's taking the date of the credit card expiry and it doesn't have proper error handling, well, that can cause problems with autofill.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Some
And
weird things.
From a programming standpoint, I mean, whoever created that portion of the Chipotle website more than likely did it on a business computer, so the likelihood that they're going to have an autofill of their credit card information isn't very high, so they may not have even have clued into the fact that that's something they should have tested.
Yeah.
Well, and you've got to sandbox everything, and you got to try everything. And like I do online e-commerce sales all the time, and like I try to guess at what a user may encounter, but I still get a call once in a while saying I can't fill in the form for some reason.
Right. When
and then I have to look into it.
Yeah, when I click autofill on some things, it's wonky.
Yeah.
Right? Like it just is.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Some websites are. The good thing about this is this guy is now going to get free Chipotle for the rest of his life.
Yes. Oh.
So, but it is interesting that from a business standpoint, just a small error like that is potentially costing them millions of dollars a year.
Could be.
A year. And it makes you wonder, could this be a learning opportunity for other e-commerce businesses to go, we need to take a look at our programming again, because maybe we're missing out on big money. Like, imagine if Amazon had a flaw like this that popped up every once in a while.
Yeah.
How much money they would lose.
Right. See, that the difference really would be in that if I wanted to buy something on Amazon, I would find a way to do it. But if I was hungry for a meal and Chipotle was causing a little bit of friction,
you go somewhere else.
I would go somewhere else fast and easy.
Right.
Right? So maybe Amazon wouldn't lose out on the sale because people would, why isn't this filling in? I'm going to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
And Amazon has pretty much figured out the process because everything's memorized. Anyways, I just click buy and it knows
buy
everything
with one
about
click.
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, it's interesting.
Yeah, there's tons of money that Chipotle is probably losing out on because people who are hungry probably now are going to order from, like, I don't know, Pizza Hut or something.
As the researcher mentioned, though, it's just one example of a potential issue, and he's been able to exploit it and demonstrate it and kind of reverse engineer it enough to understand what's causing the problem. Yeah. But as a consumer myself, like, is it my responsibility to maybe, like, hey, pick up the phone and call Chipotle? And say, like, hey, I'm trying to place an order here. And you're probably not going to reach the web developer. You're going to reach the guy or gal who's making the burritos.
And they're going to be, okay, I don't know what happened.
I don't know, but I'll take the order of the phone. I mean, I had it happen where I was ordering from Papa John's, and the stupid website couldn't take my order because Becca doesn't eat cheese, and it's not an option. And it's like,
No, cheese is not an option.
No, well, I'm not even going to get into it, but no, the particular option that we needed was not compatible with the ordering process. So, because I do eat cheese and I eat meat as well, so it's like a half and half thing.
Yes.
So let's leave it at that. So I placed an order as best as I could with the confines that they offer, and then I phoned them and I said, look, that order that just came in, here's what's different about that.
Yeah, fair.
Half of that pizza is no cheese.
That's right.
Right? So it's just like, maybe that's our responsibility to just kind of let them know, and hopefully they'll fix it.
And to be honest with you, I have had such success anytime I've picked up the phone to call any company for any reason at all.
Big companies are tough.
Right.
Like, I work for a small company, so if you called me up and said your web form is not processing my order properly, I'll say, okay, let's try to get to the bottom of that because I'd love to fix it for you, but also, like, let's take the order over the phone. I'm going to help you with that and get it straightened out for you. But if you have time, let's walk through it on your computer as well because I'd love to fix it. But I'm the guy who's programming it. So that's a good opportunity for me. When you call Chipotle or Papa John's or whoever you're calling, Amazon, like, you're not talking to the person who's going to fix the bug. Yeah. Good luck,
now,
right?
But with this story, though, like, it's a programmer who's noticed this flaw.
Sorry, your mic just dropped out. Sorry, go ahead.
Like, it's a programmer who noticed this flaw. Would the average Joe Public notice a flaw like this?
Yes.
Well, they'd just be like, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
well,
but they wouldn't know what the cause.
They would say it doesn't work, as opposed to, ooh, there's something wrong with the programming. They just go,
They might even think it's something wrong with their computer.
Sure, exactly. And so they may not even
turn it
think
off and
to
on
pick
again.
up the phone and call.
Yeah. Who knows, eh?
That's interesting, though.
Yeah.
Now I am hungry.
Oh,
Profits are
man,
coming your way,
so hungry
Chipotle.
now. So hungry now.
I am too.
Payment card thieves have hacked the Click2Gov bill paying portals in 8 cities. In 2017 and 2018, hackers compromised systems running the Click2Gov self-service bill payment portal in dozens of cities across the United States, a feat that compromised 300,000 payment cards and generated nearly $2 million in illicit revenue. Now, Click2Gov systems have been hit by a second wave of attacks that's dumping tens of thousands of records onto the dark web. Researchers with security firm Gemini Advisory said late last week that the new round of attacks began in August and have so far hit systems in 8 cities, 6 of which were compromised in the previous episode. Many of the hacked portals were running fully up-to-date systems, which raises questions about precisely how the attackers were able to breach them. Click2Gov is used by utilities, municipalities, and community development organizations to pay bills and parking tickets, as well as make other kinds of transactions. While the breaches affect 8 cities located in 5 states, payment cards belong to people in all 50 states have been compromised. Some of the cardholders didn't live in the cities that were affected, but transacted with the breached portals, possibly because of past travels to those cities or because holders owned property there. The cities with hacked portals are Bakersfield in California, Pocatello in Idaho, Broken Arrow in Oklahoma, Ames in Indiana, and in Florida, Deerfield Beach, Palm Bay, Milton, and Coral Springs have all been impacted. People who have made transactions to Click2Gov systems should check their payment card statements regularly over the next few weeks.
Okay. Wow. We want to trust these payment processors.
Yeah.
We want to trust them.
That's tough.
What's interesting about this one, though, is the fact that it was on completely up-to-date systems. How does, like, you're a programmer, I'm not. I'm just, Joe Blow who likes Linux. How does that happen when you've got an up-to-date system?
Sure.
That they can still get that exploit? Does it really mean that it's not fully up-to-date?
Not necessarily. I mean, there are exploits that are maybe not revealed in the wild, right?
Right, okay.
Before Eternal Blue was publicly known, it existed. The NSA used it.
That's true.
So those exploits existed. They just weren't public knowledge.
Right.
So that's an exploit. But this, to me, as the programmer, would point to malicious staff.
Right.
Quite possibly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right? A device on the network that's man in the middle.
Oh.
Something like that could be the case as well.
You'd be so stuck if you got a parking ticket in Florida on
Sure,
vacation and you're back here. The only way you could really pay that ticket is on the Click2Gov website.
And they really force your hand. I mean, my kids are in school, in the public school system, and the only way you can order pizza on Pizza Day now, you can't send an envelope with cash like they did when we were kids.
You got to do it online.
You got to do it online. And the portal is how good, Jeff?
I don't know. My wife does it.
It's trash.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, sorry to the programmers, but it was probably developed 5-7 years ago and is still in the state that it was then and hasn't been updated since because it's government funded and it works. No, it's garbage and shouldn't be trusted. But so I feel like, okay, this could easily be exploited, I'm sure.
Right.
Who knows, right?
So then what? You have one credit card that you keep at a very low balance for things that you think are dodgy, which is everything?
There's a neat idea. Use a refillable credit card from like a Shoppers Drug Mart or something like that.
Super cheapy throwaway credit card for almost everything online.
That's a good idea.
That's one way to do it. I mean, it doesn't fix the general problem.
It doesn't.
It's a safety measure.
It protects you. The problem still exists, but now I'm not being impacted. It means that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But how do you know when and who is going to be compromised?
Almost everybody is. Almost everybody.
So if I'm going to order online, I can go to the local store where they sell like a $50 or $100 Visa card that I prepay, and then I can use that to make my purchases, and I don't have to worry about identity theft or credit card theft.
Right.
Because presumably I'm just going to spend everything on that card.
Right, exactly.
If you have a $50 parking ticket from Florida or, Bakersfield, then go buy a prepaid credit card and pay your parking ticket with that. That's it.
Now, not necessarily directly related to the theme of this news story, but
Okay.
I feel like the last year we've seen a lot of exploits that have impacted government agencies. And we've talked a lot about on the news that quite often government just doesn't have the money to have the latest and greatest stuff. With an expanding digital economy and with an ever increasing number of technological people, are we going to see a rise in this kind of story where exploits and bugs in the system that we just didn't know were there, more people are going to find, and it's going to get used maliciously? Or do you think at some point society is going to say enough is enough, and there's going to be enough good people rising up to say, I've hacked this, I found the problem, it's not exploited anymore. Here you go, government, I fixed your issue.
Oh, wouldn't that be
Wouldn't it be nice if all the hackers were good? First of all, technological. That I want to be a word now. Okay, we're gonna make
Add
that into
that.
one word.
Technological.
Hyphen knowledgeable.
No, just technological.
Technological.
That's one word. Yeah, that's ours. It's going to be on a T-shirt in a week. I think what it really can come down to, Jeff, is budgets, and it costs probably more to security audit your software than to develop the software.
Budgets and awareness. Because I know that there is a company in Barrie that was just hit, and it's a company that has a lot of money in their budget. They just obviously didn't have the foresight, right? Like,
Never going to happen to me. It's
Yeah.
tough. And I know as a programmer that there's often not the budget to.
Right.
Yeah.
And I put my foot down and I do things right, and so I lose contracts sometimes because I do say, look, it's going to cost X number of dollars.
Yeah.
Because I work into my development that I need to make sure. I've done e-commerce solutions where they wanted to be able to store credit card data and stuff, and it's like, you know what? If you're going to do that, that just added $10,000, $15,000 to the price just to audit it and to make sure that everything is irreversibly encrypted in a way that it cannot be compromised, and if it is, the data can't be retrieved.
Right.
Those are very important things. But a lot of companies, they have a set budget and they say, okay, well, we're going to get this done. Let's make it happen. Here are the features. We are paying for these features. We are not paying for you to dilly-dally. And why? No, seriously. Why is that going to take 30 hours?
Right.
That's the question that I get, that programmers get. And the problem is that some programmers will say, you know what? Well, if we just do this, we can do it for less.
See, and I feel like that's just making society vulnerable.
Oh, it is.
That's
why there's the rise in these compromising attacks, Jeff. And guess who is the target?
I am so thankful that you have stayed so honest and upfront about protecting people that you work with. Like, you're not going to let it slide. It's really good. There needs to be more of you.
That's why he's the number one Baldner.
That's right.
That's it. I hope that I always do the right thing. All right, jumping over to our next story.
We've got to take a quick break. The crypto report.
Oh, we're not jumping into a next story. Oh yeah.
Apparently, there's a new format.
Yeah. How about I do that instead?
Okay. We've got to take a quick.
Oh, actually, you say, oh, actually, Robbie.
Oh.
We've got to take a quick break first.
Oh, actually, Robbie, we have to take a quick break first. The crypto reports and more of this week's top tech stories are coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Nice. See how we saved that?
What a break in the news.
Yeah, I get commercials now.
I didn't even know this was coming.
All right. You ready?
Oh.
I need to. Yeah, you're just jumping right back into it.
I thought we were taking a break.
And I need to. No, you don't. You don't get a break.
Even the staff gets surprised on season 13.
Even the guy who programs it.
Yeah, I know DJ Wheels.
There we go. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
The German Ministry of the Interior wants to take back control of their digital sovereignty. Can I start again?
Sovereignty.
Sovereignty. I can say it when I don't look at it.
Hold your pinky up in the air.
Sovereignty.
And be like, this is a sovereignty.
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 Sovereignty. It's if I don't look at it,
Am I
can
helping at
say
all?
it. All day long, I've just been walking around. Sovereignty, 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 sovereignty. I can say it. I look at it, can't say it. Okay.
Almost there. Almost there. Pre-roll's running. Pre-roll.
The German Ministry of the Interior wants to take back control of their digital sovereignty, cutting dependency on Microsoft and looking for alternatives. I'll call the Federal Ministry of the Interior BMI from here due to the German name of those letters, which I won't attempt to pronounce. The headline comes from an official statement where the Federal Ministry of the Interior, Horst Seehofer, states that, quote, in order to ensure our digital sovereignty, we want to reduce dependencies on individual IT providers. We are also considering alternative programs to replace certain software. This will be done in close coordination with other EU countries, end quote. BMI commissioned a strategic market analysis from consultants PwC, resulting in a paper that was published last month. The paper examines the risks inherent in IT dependency on commercial software vendors, with a particular focus on Microsoft because of the heavy use of its products and the way that they are interconnected, especially Microsoft Office, Windows, Windows Server, and Office 365. Oracle and SAP also get a mention with a recommendation for future examination, though PwC's analysts seem less concerned about them because they occupy individual product segments, database, and ERP rather than being pervasive. The current trend toward integrated cloud-based offerings such as Office 365, Dynamics 365, and AI-driven applications on Azure give the customer enhanced value but also increases lock-in because the added value comes from using them together. The analyst identifies several pain points. The first is data security. Telemetry transfers data to Microsoft. The user has limited insight and control over this, and it may contain personal data, and the report warns that this raises concerns surrounding GDPR. In addition, dependence on cloud services raises the risk of outages or remote deactivation of software licenses. The report also adds that subscription pricing means the potential for uncontrollable costs. It suggests that Microsoft has the power to hoist prices or change the licensing rules. There is also an intriguing claim that using cloud services may reduce in-house IT competence because the need to support on-premises software is reduced and therefore threaten the federal administration's ability to innovate. Beyond diversifying their software by breaking it up amongst several vendors or negotiating to have control over telemetry data, their recommendation is clear: build and use more open source software. The report references several examples, including Munich's largely failed attempt to replace Windows and Office with Linux and OpenOffice, subsequently reversed, and the more successful efforts of the French police force to use Linux, LibreOffice, and other open source applications. The report suggests that it is easy to identify advantages in switching away from expensive proprietary software, but often hard to accomplish. They say to be realistic, ensure user acceptance, do the necessary training, and proceed step by step.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
It is. This is an interesting story, though. And the reason I find it interesting is because there's a growing number of countries that are ditching Microsoft. And as I'm listening to you give the story, I'm thinking Microsoft has to be worried. They should be worried because it's not like a company goes, "Oh, we're switching to Linux." You're losing countries. That's a big deal.
It's interesting, though, because they're centralizing all of their products into the cloud.
Yes.
And they must realize that, okay, well, we're dealing with foreign countries. And if I was a foreign country, I wouldn't want all of that control in an American company.
Yeah.
Right. And we're talking like, and when you're talking about these things being tied in together, it's like, yeah, you actually have to have this, and this in order to have this feature. No, I just want that feature.
No.
I just want to be able to video conference. Well, I need Microsoft Teams now because Skype is dead. But in order to have Microsoft Teams, I need to have Office 365. And in order...
Yeah.
So this is the tie-in, and this is what could.
Is. What worries me, though, is they're looking at the cloud.
Yeah.
As a country, would that not be a potential security risk by having your country's data hosted potentially out of country or on a private business server that you have no control of? Like, imagine if, say, we're in Ontario, the city of Toronto. Say they decided to move entirely cloud-based, and all of their financial records, everything went to the cloud, and suddenly the company gets bought out by a multinational that goes, screw you, we've got all your data. Take us to court for it. Like,
Wow,
I don't know if a country should be going that. Like, if you're going to go cloud-based, do it in an internal cloud that you own.
Yeah. It's really, really tough. I mean, this is the dilemma that we're all up against. Every business is up against this. Where do I put my offsite backup?
Yeah.
And this is why I lean toward offering, as an IT specialist, offering cloud-based services that are hosted here in Canada.
Yeah.
Because Canadian companies want encrypted data in Canada because of our privacy laws.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And we don't want them to be hosted in the States here from here in Canada. We don't want them to be hosted in overseas, and similarly, I would expect Germany probably doesn't want all of their stuff, as you're saying, to be hosted on American servers or possibly random locations, because Microsoft has co-location facilities all over the world.
Yeah. No.
I like how other countries talk about Linux so much.
It's the out. It's like this is our redeemer as far as software.
But it seems to be Europe.
Tie-ins go.
Europe does it. Why aren't they talking about it again?
Because Canonical is in the UK, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
But it's growing, right? Like, it's commonplace. People know it by name, and people who aren't tech-minded know Linux. You say it, they
Sure.
don't say what.
But there's still that.
They still say, "Oh, that's
that's
hard."
scary.
Yeah.
And this is what happened in Munich, where maybe this is a case. I don't really know, but here's a scenario. We talked about software and why do people still get compromised? Well, what if we took a country or a city and we decided to let's switch everybody to Linux, but then let's not budget to support those users. It's really crucial that we're providing high-level support, because if I take away your Microsoft Office and put you on OpenOffice, not even LibreOffice, but OpenOffice,
It's
right?
Yeah.
You're going to have trouble.
Yeah.
Especially when you send an ODT file to your friend who has Microsoft Word.
They can't open a thing.
Yeah. But with proper, adequate support, and I mean like pay somebody to do proper support of these free software products. So take those savings and invest it in training and support. Would that not make the difference?
Potentially.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't think that way. They look for how do we switch our software? And they don't.
How do we save money?
Yeah.
Oh, well, cut Microsoft. But see, this is the thing. I, as a professional in the IT field, have to put my foot down and say, you're not going to have that web service unless we invest in the security end of it. You're not going to be able to switch to LibreOffice or Linux or OpenOffice unless you invest in the support to support your users, because otherwise it's just going to backfire. So, let's put the money in the right place. It's got to happen that way.
It's happening. It's just,
Yeah.
stories like this make me happy, because it means that people are looking in the right direction.
Yes. See, I'm thinking Munich, but no, we're thinking Germany, and this is the direction that we're going.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I hope if anyone from that government is listening, hey, here's what you need to do. Invest in the support of that free software. The software is free. It's going to save you money. So invest in the support. And this goes for your company. This goes for for anyone who's thinking about switching to open technology.
I really hope Cat5 shows up on a government report in Germany that says, yes, we got the proper advice.
That was this bald nerd said this. That's a terrible accent. I don't even know where I was from. Oh yeah, the IT guy is French. I don't know. I'm Canadian. We have English and French, and I don't know.
Oh, that's funny.
Definitely not German. An anonymous bug hunter has publicly disclosed a zero-day flaw in the popular vBulletin forum software that can be exploited over the internet to hijack servers. A simple HTTP post request can be abused by an attacker to remotely execute commands on the targeted vBulletin server without any authentication. That would allow hackers to commandeer web servers powering the forum software, steal data, tamper with information, launch assaults on other systems, and so on. It can be done in fewer than 20 lines of Python code. This is a very, very bad thing. The zero-day exploit code is verified to work against supported versions of vBulletin from 5.0.0 to the latest 5.5.4 build. And there is no known patch available. And the creators of vBulletin have yet to comment on when one might be released. Meanwhile, security professionals are marveling at the simplicity of the exploit and the extent to which vulnerable boards can be owned by the attack. vBulletin's customer base includes a number of large companies, sports teams, and entertainment groups that are now exposed until such time as the developer can figure out a fix, and that's assuming their server admins are on top of patching. Websites running vBulletin version 5, first released in 2012, are advised to keep a close eye on their servers and make sure nobody is attempting to exploit the vulnerability and use it as a springboard for further attacks. Better yet, maybe just pull the plug completely until a fix is released or some type of mitigation is available.
By mitigation, I'm thinking like maybe like if you're wise to the methodology that they're using to exploit vBulletin, you could create like an HT access rule, for example, that would monitor for a particular string and redirect to a file, and that file logs the IP address of the user, and then you use maybe CSF to config secure firewall to block that IP address in your firewall, for example, right? So mitigation could take place if you know the string that they're using. And I do this with WordPress all the time. So I watch for like injection attacks and things like that. And if they happen, or somebody hitting wp-login.php, well, you know, if it's not coming from my IP address, it's a malicious user because they're trying to access the WordPress login form. And so I just, I can block their IP address based on that, right? So, but yeah, scary stuff, man. Imagine if you've got this service running on your web server and an attacker, like a script kiddie, this is like anybody that knows about this exploit can just run anything on your server with a couple of lines of code.
Yeah.
As easy as just a post request.
Now, I mean, Sasha, you said that we were talking sports teams as well have this on their websites.
Yeah.
Like, do they take their sites down?
You kind of have to if you don't. This again comes down to like we build a website and we don't have anyone actually actively supporting it. This is the fear, is that you mentioned if your team is up on all the patches, then watch for the patch. But what if you have a vBulletin website and a forum and you don't have an active team monitoring and maintaining that website, which is very often the case with these kinds of sites,
right?
Sports teams included. Yeah.
I hope that they step up and really figure it out.
Yeah. So what can this kind of exploit do? Well, my forum isn't really all that important. So I mean, if they hack it, whatever.
Except that can't they just get in using that?
Yeah.
And then yeah.
How does ransomware spread?
Yeah.
So, through we just need an in. We just need a way into your network. So if I have a server running this and it's on my network, then they can use that to now encrypt all the files on your other computers, okay? If it's not on your network and it's just a hosted service somewhere, maybe you're using like a co-located server or something, the data can be stolen. All the data, all the logins, all the credit card information of the people that are signed up to your sports teams, and anything that's on the server can be taken or encrypted and used as ransom.
And if they don't have any like hashing on passwords and stuff like that,
which some of these old software programs don't, like MD5.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, the fact that, some of the versions go back to 2012, I'm thinking how many people are still running a site, a little company site that they put up
Yeah.
5-6 years ago.
And if it's active,
and
they can't just replace it. They've got 1,000 users.
Exactly. So now, like, you're potentially giving up all their unhashed passwords.
Oh my!
Like, come on.
Yeah.
This is just bad news waiting to happen.
Yeah. So if you're using vBulletin 5, any line of vBulletin 5, please, like, just, you know what, remove it from your server, turn off that website, whatever you need to do for now, until there is a report from the vBulletin developers that, hey, they're doing something and it's patched or fixed and you can actually patch it. We've got to quickly take a look at the CoinGecko crypto market report. Now, we didn't do one last week because we had a down week because of the transition from Season 12 to Season 13. And so this is, over the past 2 weeks, we've seen pretty much everything drop.
Right.
Now, there is one coin that is holding steady.
Oh.
And that is Facebook Libra.
Yes.
Still zero. But here's what the market looked like. At 1800 hours Eastern Time on Wednesday, September 25th, 2019, Bitcoin dropped almost $2,000 in the past 2 weeks. $8,623.87 is where it's holding as of this recording. Litecoin is down to $57.99. Ethereum is not dropping too much, only a couple of bucks, but $172.23 US. Monero is down to $60.46. I don't know what causes things to go up and down. That's what's interesting about the cryptocurrency market. You never really know what's going to happen, so hey, be careful. Scala, previously known as Torque or Stellite, is cut in half. So where it was 0.66 ten-thousandths of a cent, it is now 0.33.
They should just
in
revert
just 2 weeks.
back to the name that they were the strongest.
Yeah, maybe they just need to rename their coin.
I was going to say, we did talk about that a couple of weeks ago.
I wondered if
switching their names is probably ruining some
faith
Some of their street
in the
cred.
coin.
I mean, and I think you're seeing it.
I think so. Turtle coin is also losing, though, Jeff. It's down to 0.24 ten-thousandths of a cent.
That's a big drop.
Well, not as much. I mean, it was 0.39 2 weeks ago, but it's still sizable.
That's like, what, 40%?
That's 0.15 ten-thousandths of a cent is the drop. So
don't worry, Turtle coin.
Yeah,
Everybody's
33.
down right now.
Yeah, everything's going down. So really the point when you see the trend like that over the past 2 weeks is just to remember that if you're going to invest, if you're going to crypto mine, if you're going to be a part of the cryptocurrency marketplace, just make sure that you only invest what you can afford to lose, because there is a very high potential that you could lose, but there's still a potential that you could gain as well. So just make sure that you know that it is volatile. It's very dangerous to invest in. So don't invest if you can't afford to lose it. And just remember that it's always changing. It never closes, so 24/7 the market goes up and down, and you have no way to really tell exactly what's going on. Yeah.
Big thanks to Roy W. Nash and our community of viewers for submitting stories to us this week. Thanks for watching the Category5.tv newsroom. Don't forget to like and subscribe for all your tech news with a slight Linux bias. And for more free content, be sure to check out our website. From the Category5.tv newsroom, I'm Sasha Rickman.
And I'm Robbie Ferguson.
And I'm Jeff Weston.
We've got to take a really quick break, folks. Stick around. Yes. All right. How's the format feel?
Good.
What do you guys think?
Feels okay.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it.
Okay, where do I go here?
What time is it?
That clock is actually right now, Sasha.
8:45. Oh.
What is it?
It's 8:45.
20:43. Oh my.
So I feel like Henry
Sorry, guys.
might be outside.
Oh, is he? Jeff, do you want to just peek out the door and just see if Henry's there?
I only say that because he said that he would be here at 8:30.
Yes.
So he may indeed be.
I don't see anybody, but...
Okay. And he's not...
Well, he's
Want to just say in staff? Oh, okay. So just... Oh, Henry, are you watching? Like, do you know... Are you watching for us to actually wrap up the show?
He was outside.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, dude. I'm watching on his phone.
Hello, Mr. Brown. I saw that.
Hey, buddy.
I saw you in the chat room during the news. I'm like, hey, oh, Jonah.
Hey, bud. Hey, Henry. We can hear you. We just can't see you.
Oh, I can't hear him.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
'cause you have
can't.
ears.
I have the earbuds.
Not
yeah.
that I don't.
Hey, dude. You been waiting long?
Well, I've just been I'm watching the show.
Nice. How's it look? Is that all right? Okay.
Henry's late.
Like 20 minutes.
We started an hour and a half ago, man.
Yeah.
When you said I'll be there at 8:30 and I said see you then, I didn't realize then had already passed.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, dude.
I'm here.
I live in the moment. Okay.
Stealth mode.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're on page 2 now. Okay.
Page 2 is smaller than page 1.
Oh yes, don't worry. This is the wrap up.
Sadly, I'm not here.
Watch, don't cast shadows. All right. Yeah, he knows. Just walking in front of the light. Don't walk in front of the light. Don't walk in front of the light, Henry. Henry, don't walk into the light.
It's so pretty.
Can't tell if he knows what I'm talking about.
No.
Okay. All right, well, there we have it. That's our first episode of season 13. I hope you've all had a great time. I hope you've had fun. Who's it for? Who's it for? I got like 5 of them.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. I got 3 fake outs.
It's really awkward around here, folks. But hey, next week we have a fantastic show planned for you. Amy Double D is going to be joining us. She's going to, well, she is a world famous maker.
Yeah.
I mean, she has hacked the Tesla car. She's a body hacker. She does some really cool stuff.
Very cool stuff.
And she's going to be joining us here on Category 5 Technology TV to tell us, you know, what inspires her and what kind of cool hacks she's been up to. So you definitely want to be here with us next week. Don't miss the show. In the meantime, don't forget that we are on Twitter at Category5 TV. I personally am on Twitter as well, at Robbie Ferguson, if you want to follow me, and I do follow back. We're on YouTube as Category 5 Technology TV. We've also got one called Linux Tech Show. Look that up. Linux Tech Show is like individual little snippets that are a lot shorter, so you can just catch like a 20-minute clip here and there, catch the newsroom, things like that, versus Category 5 Technology TV, which is the full 1 to 1.5 hour show every week.
It's like having a snack versus a big meal.
Yeah, but subscribe to both, because then you're going to get the best of both worlds. You might watch the full show and say, oh, that would be a really great clip to send to my friend whoever. And so then you grab it off of Linux Tech Show, and they don't have to watch the full show. They can just watch that clip. Do keep in mind as well, we're on Plex and Kodi. You can get those through our GitHub page, which is Cat5 TV. And of course, our main website brings everything together, including RSS feeds and like Google Podcasts and everything else at Category5.tv. That's all the time that we have for this week, though, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care.
Bye.
Cool. Quick intro?
Yes.
Okay. And then it's all up to Henry. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I gotta switch over to this shot. Okay.
Distracting at all.
Welcome to Category 5 Technology TV. Now, welcome also to Season 13. This is our first episode of the season, and this week we're going to be looking at a general adversarial network that creates images of people that we can use in our as stock photos, and they're giving them away.
Not real people?
They're not real people, but a lot of them look like real people. I'm going to show you all about that in just a couple of moments' time. Also, I've got a device that is going to allow us to monitor the temperature in our server room, our computers, and wherever we place this thing. And it's no bigger than a USB flash drive. I'm going to show you how you can use that and generate some output that you can use in your own coding on Linux. Stick around. Is that all right?
Nice.
Thanks, everybody.
It's good.
Thanks, all. All right, we'll de-mic, and then we'll just take our shots for the new intro.
Yay.
I'm
and then I will
de-micing.
go home.
Okay,
go to
we're
bed.
de-micing, but the camera's on, folks, so
Hi.
see ya.
Good night.
Camera's still on.
See you next week. See you next week. Smiley face. Send. I have to do it in text.
Technological.
Technologible. I'm turning this off now.